Well, big things start with small steps. That's the message of the new Trump accounts first introduced in the big, beautiful bill. Financial professional Alex Astin with Burns Estate Planning and Wealth Advisors joins us this morning to talk about the significance of these new accounts. Alex, thanks so much for joining us. What can you tell us about these Trump accounts?
Hey, good morning. These Trump accounts are a different way for children to be able to essentially start almost like a retirement account. And so the way it works is starting in 2025, these should go around into effect around July 5th is when they become available. But what happens is if your child's born between 2025 to 2028, the federal government will actually make $1,000 contribution to these accounts. Now, that may not seem significant, but when you speak on average of what the American has saved for retirement is under $1,000. So it can be very significant, considering these being invested in the market, and over time you see that grow. And they're kind of similar to, again, like a retirement account, except retirement accounts like an IRA or a 401k, that's for an employer, or an IRA, you have to have earned income. Well, it's hard to have earned income as a 2-year-old, so this is a way to start that a little bit earlier to allow that compound interest to grow over time.
Absolutely. Now, who is eligible for these?
So if you're under 18, you're eligible for it, right? But it's after 2025. And so you're eligible for that $1,000 contribution between 2025 to 2028. Doesn't mean that's all you can put into that account. And if you're born after 2028, you may not get that $1,000 contribution from the government. But employers, friends, family can actually contribute to these accounts as well. So there's several avenues. It's always kind of difficult to figure out what to get a child for their birthday besides what everybody else is getting them. This could be a good way to add a contribution to their future savings.
Absolutely. So now, if parents are just finding out that their children are eligible for this, how can they enroll?
Well, you just have there's a form 4547 that you're able to enroll them on for your taxes. And they also just need to be dependent on your tax return. So seems like it could be a fairly simple process to go ahead and get this account rolling. I mean, the earlier the better. The younger your children are, the better, the more time you have for this to grow. And at 18, right, keep in mind, there's several different accounts for children, and I'm sure you've heard of several of them and how they work, and they can kind of be confusing. But keep in mind, this account is not necessarily intended for prior to 59 and a half without, there's some certain circumstances where you can take it out without a penalty, but this is really mainly for a retirement account, not necessarily like a college fund.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Alex. In our next segment, we'll talk a little bit more about comparing these to other accounts and some of the benefits of it. But for now, we've got more news and weather coming up.